Bro, it's just like, I mean, really, like, if you really just think about shit, like, why the fuck are and why is anything even here, and why are we all even existing? Doesn't make any sense, bro. We just live a life that doesn't make any sense to any of us. And I'm sitting here watching this guy observe another life, other species lives, and like imagine what the platypus is thinking. Like the platypus probably is like has no idea what's going on, and he just has another species just documenting what he's doing. Like, what if we like something like that is happening to us and we just can't perceive it? Like there's probably no like think about it. The platypus probably sees this guy and sees the camera, but can't put two to two together. Like, and it just can't understand that it's just being observed. Like, what if something like that exists for humans, bro? Like, we see it, we know it's there, but we just don't know, we just can't comprehend it, bro. Something like that probably exists. Like, I don't believe that we're just the top dogs and nothing's better than us. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, we live on Earth. Everything is like everything's like all equal. It doesn't make it just is weird that humans are just have everything. You know what I mean? But does that make sense to you guys? Like, why humans just gotta be the best out of everything on Earth? Cause of our brains. Yeah, but why? Why the fuck our brains have to be better than everything else's by so much too? You know what I mean? Like of all of these animals, like they all like balance each other out. But then humans come in and we're just be like eons better than everything else. What if animals are just letting us do what we're doing and they'll eventually just get rid of us? Because animals been here longer than humans. I don't even know what I'm talking about, bro. Dude, but imagine you're a cockroach and you and your whole species have been on Earth for fucking millions of years, and then humans just show up and just destroy everything and make it all theirs. But actually, now I'm thinking about it, like the dinosaurs probably did that. Like the cockroaches probably watched the dinosaurs come onto Earth, and then they ruled Earth, and then they just got wiped out, and then it was still cockroaches were just still there. That's probably how it's gonna be with humans too, bro. Humans gonna come in, make everything theirs, and then just get extinct. That's probably why we're so fucking smart, bro. And that's probably why like the stupid ass animals live the longest. That's the trade-off, bro. That's why we're so smart. Cuz I keep thinking like we're the best, we have everything, we're the smartest, everything is ours, and there's no negative. But the negative is we're too smart for our own good, and we're going to kill ourselves, bro. But cockroaches are never going to extinguish cockroaches. Cockroaches are going to be here forever cuz they're the balance between stupid, dumb, and survival. And we're just too smart, bro. We think, bro. I figured it out, bro.
149 degrees Celsius. They can
Yeah, and I didn't even think about like the microorganisms, bro. Like, what if we are a microorganism to something else? Think about this thing. This hydrated tardigrade. They probably think of Earth as what we think space is to us. Yeah, bro, we're probably just like tiny like molecules inside something huge. Damn, bro. But then you gotta think like, are these guys having the thoughts that I'm having? Like, you gotta think about like if I'm able to comprehend these thoughts I'm having, it can't be true because whatever it is, we can't comprehend it. So whatever I'm comprehending right now, it literally cannot be possible because I'm comprehending it. I feel like everything that we can think of, if we thought of it, we gotta rule it out. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, bro. I'm trying to
and
think,
even
bro.
after decades expanded,
I'm
they
trying to
can be
use my
woken up.
brain.
If you just keep zooming in 1,000 times, 100,000 times, 50 million times, each of these blobs is an actual atom.
But why are atoms circle? Doesn't make sense. I feel like the smallest things on Earth would would just be like random things.
in 750 nanometers.
Why is it so
an
like
atom
uniform?
is
Why is everything circles? Everything is fucking circles, bro. Everything is spheres and circles. Dude, all this brain power thinking is making me want to go pee. We were never meant to
Shortly
find
after de Broglie's
technology.
discovery-
What if instead of us finding technology, it was like ants? Is that a world where that could have happened?
Working
No,
on a
because we have the
microscope to
biggest
use
brains.
these
So it's
tiny-
like, no, see, that's not true because we were obviously going to get technology. I feel like everything was going to happen no matter what. They aren't conscious. How do you know an ant's not conscious, though?
high-speed
I don't feel
electrons.
like we could possibly know that. What do you classify as technology? What about leaf umbrella? Is that tech? No, it's not fucking tech. Like using like electricity. Humans mad smart and they got thumbs and stuff. Humans are the only ones with big enough brains to even think about doing something like that. So like I feel like like no matter what, everything that's ever happened was bound to happen at some point or another. Isn't that that's actually like if somebody didn't find it out, somebody else would have found it out later. Now that I think about it, like everything that's happened and is going to happen would happen no matter what anyway. So like it doesn't even matter, bro. Nothing even matters, bro. Because no matter what, it's gonna happen no matter what. Like I feel like the timeline's already set and you can't change it. Nothing's real and we're all gonna die. I'm gonna graduate college no matter what, so I should just not do homework. I mean, dead ass, bro. If honestly, that's probably true. I'm gonna be honest. It's probably fucking true. Like, bro, every year before at the beginning of school year, I was like, I don't know anything. I don't know how I'm gonna pass at all. And I somehow, miraculously, just pass. You just find a way. It just somehow happens, bro. Shit just somehow happens. Cause it's always gonna happen, bro. No matter what, shit's just gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen one way, it's gonna happen another way. And who's to say that the other way isn't better than the other way? You know what I mean? Something will happen, and you just gonna have to deal with it. Like what if you fail? What if you fail high school, but then you win the lottery? But then like because you failed high school, you were so sad you gave up and just bought a lottery ticket and you won the lottery. Then like if you never failed high school, you would have never won the lottery. You know what I mean? You just gotta let shit happen, bro. I feel like no matter what, shit's just gonna happen.
As an electron approaches the lens, the magnetic field exerts a force on it. So if an electron is traveling in the y direction and the magnetic fields are in the x direction, this force, called the Lorentz force, pushes it in the z direction. But as the electron moves this way, it encounters other
I
magnetic
don't
field
know what's
lines
going
along-
on, bro. I'll be honest. Low-key be thinking about stuff like that hella? What, stuff like that's going on in this video or what I said? Because what I'm saying is low-key just hella knowledgeable. Like, if I clutched up one more time in Fortnite in 2018, I could be a millionaire right now, low-key. Exactly, bro. And it's like what I'd sometimes be thinking about, like, if I never quit Rust, I would have never found Dark and Darker. You know what I mean? So that means, like, what if I just, like, and then if I never stopped editing, I would have never been a streamer. And then people told me to never quit Rust. And then I quit Rust, and I played Dark and Darker. And people told me to never quit Dark and Darker, and now I fell off. So, you know, shit just be happening, bro. Sometimes bad things might end up turning into good things. I also think sometimes when I'm playing a competitive game, that if I kill someone, what if me killing that person in game changed the course of their life and their life was ruined and over? Bro, it does. It doesn't mean it's ruined and over, but if anytime you do anything to affect someone else's life or do anything to anybody, it affects them and it changes the course of their life, bro. You could say hello to somebody and the entire course of their life changes.
Now, if you trace the path of the whole beam of electrons, you'll see they all get steered into the center, focusing the beam. The image itself was
Okay, but see, this is probably why the atoms are blurry, because it's stopping right here. The point isn't tiny enough. It can keep going down, bro. We gotta make it more pointy so that we can see the atoms more clearly.
created once the focused electron beam hit a sample sitting at the focal point.
See?
The sample needed to
think
be
I got
incredibly
it.
thin.
I spent so long taking an IQ test one time, but at the end I had to pay. That's the real IQ test, is if you're smart enough to realize that you shouldn't even be taking an IQ test. Because smart people don't take IQ tests. Okay, wait a second. I actually want to say this. I think that nobody is smarter than anyone else. I think we're all equally smart. Oh, what the hell am I talking? What am I fucking saying? No, but like, low key though, like, I don't like. I think that some people are more knowledgeable in certain fields, but I don't think somebody's general knowledge can be bigger than anyone else's general knowledge, you know? Like, how can somebody know more about life than another guy that's lived just as long as them? You know what I mean? So, like, some guy will be super smart in math, and some other guy will be super smart in milking cows. But, like, who's to say that one is better than the other? You know? Is Albert Einstein really that fucking smart? But don't you guys understand that? Like, why do some people just be so smart, bro? Like, that's not fair. It doesn't make any sense. I don't believe that's true, bro. It's gotta be a trade off. There's always a trade off, bro. Like, he's super smart, but he can't use his legs. Like Stephen Hawking. Like, see, the whole IQ test thing, where IQ is just general knowledge. Like, what is general knowledge? General knowledge is just whatever the guy that made the general knowledge IQ thing picked it as. You know what I mean? Some people are knowledgeable in no fields. No, that's not true at all. Doesn't make any sense. How can somebody be knowledgeable in nothing? That doesn't make any sense. Everybody is knowledgeable in something. Even a baby that's born and immediately thrown into a fucking black room with no light forever, he's gonna be super knowledgeable about darkness. You know, IQ tests are puzzles and stuff. Yeah, but why does solving puzzles mean you're smart? What if the real genius is to not attempt to use the brain power on the puzzle in the first place? What if the real IQ is smart enough, is people being smart enough to just not waste their energy on taking an IQ test? What if that's like saying that, like, okay, say we're all cavemen, all right? Let's say let's say this where there's two cavemen. One caveman finds this path, goes through this complex cave system, figures out all these ways to get to food, and then he brings the food back to the shelter and he shares it with the other cavemen. Okay, this caveman people will consider this caveman that went to go get the food smart, but I feel like the caveman that didn't do anything and just let this guy go do it all is honestly smarter. He used less energy and got the same result. You know what I mean? Like, low key, bro. Everyone's equal, bro. They aren't going to value the lazy caveman. But what if, because that lazy caveman didn't use the energy to get the food, he could spend more energy on doing something else, like solving the problems to the universe? Or what if that caveman is super caring and comforting, and he keeps a different caveman from killing themselves, and he saves his life, and that caveman that didn't kill himself went on to slay the dragon that was keeping them hostage in a cave forever and sets the caveman free? Why do people value some things over other things? You know what I mean? I don't think y'all are really hearing me.
A one-dimensional manifold, or a one manifold, would be a manifold where at every point...
What
I
the
can
hell is a
zoom in and
manifold?
And so if you pause at any moment, you still have a three-dimensional setting, but now that time value has changed. This is actually a four-dimensional space because time is itself a different...
So time is the fourth dimension, which means we can move through time. So that means that time travel is real. If I can move left, right, forward, backward, and up and down, that means I can also move through time. But wait, I'm moving through time right now. I'm just going forward through time. But can I go backward through time? Let me try that real quick, guys. Hold up. Science experiment. I don't think I did it. Oh, bro, I'm not been smoking anything, bro. I'm thinking. That's how you know I'm a good thinker. When I'm thinking, you think I'm on drugs. That's how hard I be thinking.
For how do we study these objects? What are the connections between four-dimensional manifolds and physics, or partial differential equations, or complex geometry? So as an example, let's say you conduct a scientific experiment and you have a data set and you measure 4 different variables. Then your data lives inside of a
Bro, isn't it crazy how like some people are doing this and then some people are just like doing OnlyFans?
one that
Bro,
isn't
what
just
if like
standard
the
Euclidean
people
space. In order to get there, we need to
on meth are traveling through the time dimension, but just at a faster rate. So they're just dying quicker because they're speeding through time.
If I do that, you can imagine taking a piece of string, gluing the ends together, you get a circle. So this is the same thing. As a
Circle, 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 guys. That's what I keep seeing. I keep seeing these goddamn fucking circles, bro. Everything is circles. We are in the universe where time travel hasn't happened yet. Because if we were in the universe where time travel happened, we would already know. It's never gonna happen in our lifetime, bro. Because it would have already happened. We are just in the timeline where time travel never existed. Because yeah, wait, now I'm thinking about it. We're unlucky as fuck. If time travel was a thing, it would have already happened by now. Because the guy would have came back in time already. So there's no point even trying to solve time travel because we're in a universe where it doesn't exist. Bro, we could tell all scientists to just give up and start smoking fence. Because there's no point even trying to figure this out anymore, bro. Bro, if time travel already happened, we would know about it, right? Let me think about it. I need to think a little hard real quick. Time travel, Hold up, I'm gonna write on my imaginary whiteboard because I'm a genius and that's what geniuses do. Drag the 1, carry the 2, divide that by 5 billion squared.
And gluing the whole left edge to the whole right edge. And if you did that, you would get a tube. Well, that takes
Circle. Circle, circle, circle. Circles, bro. Even the square turns into a fucking circle. Why is everything a circle? Our heads are circles. My fingers are circles. Everything's circles, bro. We live in a circle. Is the universe a circle? You're just a bunch of atoms, little bro? Yeah, alright, pal. You just figured out what atoms were because of me, so don't think you're some genius, pal.
Circle, 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 circle.
We're all
circle,
circles.
circle,
Everything is
circle,
circles.
circle,
The
circle,
whole
circle, 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 circle,
existence
circle, circle, circle,
is
circle, circle,
circles.
circle,